Hello guys, I hope all of you are doing well and I welcome all of you to today's Pharmcast. So guys, today again we'll be discussing 5 different drugs of choice and one of your doubts that has stemmed from the previous doubt that I had cleared yesterday. Right, so at last I'll discuss that part. Now let us begin straight away with guys our first disorder for today. So alphabetically as we're moving ahead, today also we'll discuss some disorders that starts with alphabet C. So the first one is chancroid. So guys, think, what is the drug of choice for chancroid? Now remember, chancroid is caused by Haemophilus ducrei and you know the presentation, right? Painful genital ulcers, lymphadenopathy. And guys, the drug of choice here is a macrolide, and that macrolide of choice is azithromycin, because nowadays we prefer azithromycin most of the times among macrolides because it is a very long acting. So azithromycin 1 gram single dose is the drug of choice for chancroid. Now if you ask me alternatives, then we have two other alternatives. One is ceftriaxone, another is ciprofloxacin. So remember guys, chancroid, antibiotic of choice, drug of choice, azithromycin. Now sometimes in chancroid there can be fluctuant inguinal lymph nodes, right, enlarged lymph nodes, and for that we might do needle aspiration. So that is another part of treatment where drugs are not involved. So chancroid guys, all in all, remember drug of choice azithromycin. Moving on to the second disorder for today, cheese reaction. Now cheese reaction, though it is not commonly seen nowadays, but still they do ask you sometime MCQs. Now guys, all of you know that what is cheese reaction. Whenever I consume tyramine rich food along with a MAO inhibitor, then tyramine is not adequately metabolized because MAO is blocked. And what tyramine does, it pushes norepinephrine into the synapse. That norepinephrine acts upon alpha 1 receptors in your blood vessels and causes vasoconstriction. That can cause hypertensive emergency. So why did I tell you all of this story? The reason being, we need to find the cause to find the treatment. The cause, all of you know, is norepinephrine acting upon alpha 1, which means the drug of choice should be an alpha blocker, and for that matter it should be intravenous because it is emergency. So intravenous alpha blocker phentolamine is the drug of choice for cheese reaction. It has been asked many times guys in your exams, and it will be asked. So remember, cheese reaction, phentolamine, intravenous is the drug of choice. Moving ahead, third disorder is very important guys. This has been asked invariably in most of the exams, right? And every year they ask in at least one of your exams, and that is chemotherapy induced nausea and vomiting. So guys, what is the drug of choice for chemotherapy induced nausea and vomiting? Now remember, here we can classify chemo-induced nausea vomiting into mild, moderate, severe, because there are different classes of anti-cancer drugs which can cause mild, moderate or severe. Now if it is a mild nausea vomiting chemotherapy induced, we use single drug, and that single preferred drug is 5-HT3 antagonist ondansetron. If it is moderate, then we use 3-drug regimen. One drug is 5-HT3 antagonist ondansetron, second one is neurokinin 1 antagonist aprepitant, third one is dexamethasone. If it is severe, then we use a 4-drug regimen. 4-drug regimen, again 5-HT3 antagonist ondansetron, neurokinin 1 antagonist like aprepitant, dexamethasone, and the fourth one is an antipsychotic. Can you think of which antipsychotic is added, preferred here? It is olanzapine guys, olanzapine. So remember, mild 1 drug, moderate 3 drugs, severe 4 drugs, right? That's all in chemotherapy induced nausea and vomiting you need to know. Now guys, coming to the fourth disorder for today, cholera. Now guys, remember, nowadays your exams are becoming more and more clinical. So you need to remember that in cholera, drugs are not the first line, or they are not the mainstay of treatment. So think, what is the mainstay of treatment if drugs are not? What do you have in cholera? Dehydration. Means mainstay of therapy is, guys, volume repletion. And for volume repletion, you can use ORS if the patient is accepting orally, or you can use IV fluids. So that is the mainstay of treatment. Whereas in case of severe diarrhea, we might need antibiotic, and in that case the antibiotic of choice becomes doxycycline, right? Apart from doxycycline, the alternatives are azithromycin and ciprofloxacin. So guys, just keep in mind, they might ask you which of the following would be given first to the patient of cholera, or which of the following is the mainstay of therapy in cholera. They'll give you IV fluid, they would give you the doxycycline. Your better answer would be IV fluid. So keep this in mind, right? Now guys, we have reached to our last disorder for today, and that is choriocarcinoma. Now it has been asked a couple of times guys, choriocarcinoma, and mostly in your AIMS exam they ask you management of choriocarcinoma. Think, what is the drug of choice? Now it's obvious that an anti-cancer drug would be used. The clue is it is an anti-metabolite. Think, which anti-metabolite? Guys, it is methotrexate. So methotrexate is a drug of choice for choriocarcinoma. So guys, these are 5 different drugs of choice that we had to discuss today, and now we have reached towards the last part of the Pharmcast where I discuss one of your concerns every day. And today I have chosen one of the concerns which has stemmed out from the solution that I gave you yesterday. So yesterday, if you remember, I described how to revise the entire course in last 15 days, right? And then I told you that you need to make some important consolidated notes of important points from whatever notes you have made or whatever notes, printed notes you have. So here comes the question. So in that post, one student, he posted, sir, how to know which part is important in the notes? Because notes are so huge, right? So see guys, this is an pertinent question, and some of you might be having this doubt in your mind, but how are you gonna know which part is important? See guys, when you are doing your first reading, right? When you are doing your first reading, at that point of time, many of you might not realize which part is more important, which part is not more important. But when you are through your first reading and then you begin your first revision, so when you are doing your first revision, by this time I would suppose you have done your entire Q bank, you have gone through multiple mock tests, you have given multiple mock tests, and while solving these Q bank, previous year questions, giving your mock test, you would have realized something, that which topics are more frequently repeated, and in those topics which points are more frequently repeated. So you will get a hang of it. So this is a matter of individual perception guys. So you will yourself automatically realize when you do your mega revision. So that is why you remember I told you that you need to prepare for the last 15 days, make consolidated notes in these mega revision, right? Not when you are reading it for the first time. So in this mega revision, you would realize that which of these portions are most important, or which of these portions I'm not able to remember, right? So that is what will happen guys. When you begin your first revision, you'll realize that automatically you'll be able to make out which points are important and how do I make a consolidated notes out of this. So guys, that's all for today, and if you have any specific query, right, you can which you want me to discuss, you can let me know in the comment box, and I'll pick any one of the important queries and I'll try to discuss that in my next Pharmcast. So that's all for today guys. Happy studying, take care, bye bye. This was Dr. Ranjan with you.